just takes, but probably take a bit to get into it, but whatever. All right, what's up? What's up? We're kind of changing the format up a bit for our live streams. We're gonna react to news and current events. You can get our completely different kind of points of view. I don't know how different they'll be, but yeah, close player. But whatever. Okay, so we'll watch some Fox News and then we'll watch some CNN. Keep it fair and balanced.
Exactly.
All right, let's see. Green agenda, Jeopardy. Oh, yeah, what was he gonna show you? Or we'll just watch some Tucker maybe. Sure. Shut up.
Oh, beautiful. Hey. Come on.
That's so weird. Oh my gosh, shut up. Okay, let's do this one. This one's hilarious, okay?
Sure.
Because they haven't let this guy ask a question in the thing for, you'll just see it.
Sure.
Oh, and then we can do the Nashville shooting. Oh, you're sweet, bruh.
And there were some real fireworks just before Kirby came in as well. The part of the briefing that we didn't take live, Jason Sudeikis and the cast from Ted Lasso came out to the podium, and as they were departing the dais before Kirby came up, Jason Atiba, who's a correspondent for Today News Africa, who claims that he is, Simon Atiba, from Today News Africa, who claims that he has never been allowed to ask a question, got into it, mostly with his colleagues, over not being called on again, and it erupted into a bit of a shouting match. Listen here.
So you have a choice. You have a choice. You have a choice. Okay.
And I'm saying that that's not right. This is not China. This is not Russia. This is the United States. This is the White House. It's been 7 months. I thank you.
Sorry, it's been a Russia visit here too, pal.
It's been 7 months. You guys have not done anything for me.
If you have grievances, you should bring them to her later.
I have done that. I have done that. All my emails have been
And the
ignored.
press corps is tired of dealing with this.
As you all know, many of you know, this is the White House press briefing room, a historic room, a room that should have decorum, a room where folks should respect their colleagues and respect the guests that are here.
Well, respect
What I
him
will
and ask
not
him a question.
appreciate
Let him ask a
is
question.
disrespecting your colleagues and disrespecting guests who are here to talk, who were here to talk about an incredibly important issue, which is mental health. And what has just occurred this last 10, 15 minutes is unacceptable. It is unacceptable. So we're either going to continue the briefing, or we can just end the briefing right here. Okay, well then let's go.
Well, Simon Atiba's colleagues not happy that he was jeopardizing the briefing and taking up a lot of time. We've seen him from time to time. He tries to ask a question and never gets called on, according to him. I don't know if he ever has, but clearly he didn't appreciate it today, Sandra. And let that fact be known.
And clearly it was a moment there that she addressed, and they did continue on after that.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere.
Where's all our veterans? Why does nothing come up? I searched Tucker Carlson. All right, let's do Utopia. Where? Why does nothing come up when you put Tucker? Oh my gosh. You gotta see what he says about this thing. It's what we were just talking about, but of course, when you're live and shit, it won't come up. Oh. You ever see Okay, I'll show you a good one. Okay, so you know how there's Can't Stump the Trump?
Yeah.
There's another one, and it's Tucker used to like interview people on his show, and it's called Can't Cuck the Tuck.
Oh.
And it's like, so he has someone on his show that thinks they're smarter than him, and they just like kind of fight. It's hilarious. We'll do that. We'll do that for a bit.
Sure.
And then I'm gonna do this for even whatever. Can't cuck the tuck. This is hilarious. Can't cuck the tuck. If the thing comes up. There's some Michael Jackson sightings. It's Nancy Pelosi. Alright, come on. Okay, here. Oh, yeah, sweet. Okay, we'll do this then. We'll do this for the rest of the day. Can't cook the tuck. Man, there's some just crazy ones. It's hilarious. But whatever, we'll just start wherever. We'll just start at random. The most requested volume is that. Alright, classic volume 8. Oh, this is my favorite one right there. Nice. Man, this is so funny. It's just like that. Come on! Yeah! Somebody get the wig split.
Time now for a mailbag segment. We used to call it mean tweets, but they're all this way, so we're just going to be, no, just kidding. Actually, a lot of them are nice. Not all of them are nice, though. TN Black wrote this: listening to you say again and again, I'm not here to attack you, and then you do just that. Such a horrible journalist! Exclamation point. Exclamation points are big now. Tammy Jared tweeted this: I liked how Tucker tilted his head like my lab does when he's trying to understand what I'm saying. It's like a dog whistle, only I can hear it. James Derek Dwyer wrote this: can you imagine taking Tucker Carlson seriously? You apparently can't. Odysseus tweets this: Tucker Carlson is what happens when you feed a spoiled brat nothing but rancid mayonnaise and creepy erotic Reagan fan fiction, which I have literally never seen in my life. So if you have some, please send it. Finally, Ryan J. Navarro wrote this: don't take this personally, Tucker, but you're the absolute total worst person ever. Actually, I guess that is super personal. Yes, it is. We checked, and that is, in fact, super personal. Well, tomorrow it's your turn to be king for a day. Tonight, as you've doubtless seen on the news everywhere, a member of the tolerant left screamed at Ivanka Trump and her family, including her young kids, on a JetBlue flight yesterday. The man, who was a lawyer from Brooklyn, berated her about her father before being kicked off the flight for disorderly conduct. Even a lot of liberals thought his behavior went way too far, but not all of them thought that. Someone thought it was justified, and that would include our next guest. She's Lauren Duca. She's a journalist, and she tweeted this earlier today: Ivanka Trump is poised to become the most powerful woman in the world. Don't let her off the hook just because she looks like she smells good. Lauren Duca joins us now. Lauren, thanks for coming on.
Hi. Thanks for having me.
Hi. So I think, of course, it goes without saying that it's valid that you disagree with Trump and you have your own set of political views, and perhaps you disagree with Ivanka Trump. I wonder, though, screaming at a mom and her kids on an airplane seems like a violation of privacy and decency and good manners.
So someone screamed at Ivanka Trump just because they don't like her dad, and she was on like a regular plane.
Yeah, that's what he says.
Yeah. So okay, all right. So okay, and then she's defending the guy that screamed at her, basically.
This girl, right?
This girl, yeah. It's funny because she tweeted that, and then so now he got her on the show to talk about it. But she like works for Teen Vogue or something.
Who are they?
You know that Vogue magazine?
Oh
Yeah. She works for like Teen Vogue, okay? Yeah. And she thinks she's smarter than Tucker, okay? So now they're fighting. Oh yeah, watch, dude, bro.
And it raises the question: what are the venues where you shouldn't scream your political views at people? Would a funeral be out of bounds? Church, her son's bris? Like, what are the rules on that?
Oh, at a brisk. Yeah, well, I think what is a nonpartisan issue is that air travel is horrific, and I don't think anybody should be enduring confrontations in the air, be it Ivanka Trump with her children or just any other human being in a tin can and feeling dehydrated. But,
right.
And I think that the fact that she is with her children is significant. And I do also think that, a mother in public who's a public figure, there are certain levels of decorum that we should be thinking about. At the same time, she does have an incredibly powerful position, and she's not just a mother. She is a powerful, powerful woman who's connected very closely to the president-elect, not just as his daughter, but in many ways as a business confidant and advisor. And I think that we haven't quite been able to define what all those roles mean. So while I don't want anyone being yelled at on a plane. I don't want anyone yelling at me on a plane. I don't want to yell at anyone on a plane. But I think that, Ivanka's incredibly compelling brand and presence and role as a mother and successful woman, those are interesting and attractive elements of her brand, but I don't know that, where do those protections and kind of asking the same question as the funeral
but wait, that's not at all what your tweet suggested. In addition to the one that we just read, you put, I think we can put it on the screen.
My tweet didn't talk about the plane at all, actually. So what
Ivanka has it all, and by that I mean a job, family, and sinister complicity in aiding the worst aggressively anti-woman candidate of our time. So she's talking about Trump.
Yeah.
Look, Ivanka Trump was in the news because she was screamed at on the airplane, and you say, "Don't let her off the hook." And then you go.
Sorry, I wonder what would happen. Maybe we'll try it next, just to see what it looks like if we drop the camera.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I only like it from our head up, obviously.
Exactly. Yeah.
But it probably like even better like that, and then you can see the dogs.
Exactly.
Or even right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, just where it is stupid, eh? Yeah, I know.
Exactly.
Just because you want to be cool with the tripod, yeah. Yeah, that's what's up. It's his idea, don't worry. Everything wrong is Noah's idea, alright?
If you believe him, you believe him.
Who do you believe? Uh-oh. Here's the dilemma. Who do you Who do you believe?
Exactly. Comment it down
Comment
below.
who you believe. Who you trust more. I'm just joking. Okay, here we go.
Want to say in another tweet, Ivanka has it all, and by that I mean a job, a family, and sinister complicity in aiding the most. By that I mean a job, a family. Want to say screamed out on the airplane, and you say, "Don't let her off the."
So that's what she said. For what he's talking to her about right now is Ivanka Trump is supposed to become the world's most powerful woman in the world. Don't let her off the hook because she looks like she smells good. So that's what she wrote after the guy. And then this other tweet's from who knows when.
The hook. And then you go on to say in another tweet, Ivanka has it all, and by that I mean a job, a family, and sinister complicity in aiding the most aggressively anti-woman candidate of our time.
Yes.
Sinister complicity. She's his daughter. What is that?
She was a surrogate frequent. Yes.
Sinister complicity. She's his daughter. What is that?
She was a surrogate frequently throughout. Represented him in terms of women's issues. She had repeated interviews, and she did speeches on his behalf, where she represented a platform of women's empowerment, and in terms of having it all, I think she's incredibly successful, brilliant woman. The fact that she was able to balance him out on these.
I told you that before. I'm a refugee from Czech Republic. Oh, we should almost call us that, like the two refugees or something. Anyways, because it's true though, right?
Yeah.
Everyone else just. Any little 1% of something, they'll use it to the absolute max.
Exactly.
And I'm a full refugee, bruh. Right off the boat, bro. Right off the boat. I barely speak English. I barely speak. Anyways, but what was I gonna say?
About her being Czech.
So just the first 3 kids he had are half Czech, because his first wife was Czech, right? Ivana Trump, right? My mom's name's Yana. My sister's name is Yana. Oh, I haven't told you that before, too. So, my dad's name, guess what his name is? I told you that. Peter.
No.
Yeah, his name's Peter. Like
really?
Mine. And then my older sister's name's Yana with a J, and then my mom's name's Yana with a J. So they named us after themselves or whatever.
Yeah, what?
Narcissistic, I don't know. But anyway, so Trump's, I think that's maybe a reason why I might like him a little tiny bit. I try to stay on, in the middle.
Yeah.
But because he's not Czech, but his first 3 kids, so Don Jr., and he called and that's funny too. His name's Donald. He called his first kid Donald,
yeah.
right? It's kind of, but he's half Czech, and then what's his name? Eric Trump's half Czech, and then she's half Czech, and then the rest are just whatever.
Bro, you should have slid in her DMs, bro.
She's just a smoke show, eh? And then they'd have nothing to make fun of them on. So what they always make fun of them on is you can always, but they all got their lower jaw from Trump's side. They look good up to their like lips because they bought it because they got the Trump chin or something. Anyways, see ya. Like and subscribe, motherfucker.
Issues where he has talked about defunding Planned Parenthood and being against abortion and these typically liberal women's issues that she sort of is a cushion for. I think we need to investigate those things a little more critically, a little more rigorously, and not be blinded by the fact that she looks like she smells like vanilla.
Okay, she looks like she smells like vanilla. I mean, who's objectifying women here?
Oh my God!
I'm actually.
Bang! That was an uppercut, bro.
Exactly.
That's exactly right, though. Who's objectifying women here? Oh, that's all.
She can't come back from that.
Yo, fuck.
Like vanilla.
Okay, she looks like she smells like vanilla. I mean, who's objectifying women here? I wouldn't say that.
Oh my God!
I'm actually asking a serious question.
My point is, she's a beautiful, gorgeous force of nature.
What smells like? I mean, what exactly do you disagree with her on specifically?
Oh my goodness! I'm saying that she is incredibly welcoming. She's gorgeous and smart. I mean, she's in a lot of ways. Many elements of her persona are. Admirable and something to look up to is what it, is a joke.
Okay, but you said that she is sinister. She has sinister complicity in aiding
I absolutely believe that.
Okay,
I'm not backing down from that at all.
So it's sinister for a daughter.
But I love how like it's always Republicans that are evil and wicked and sinister. Oh, who's that? Should I get the Luger?
No.
Hans grabbed the Ruger! What's going on? Should I run out there and scream at them?
Nah.
Is that your house?
I don't know. It's not.
We're neighbors, by the way. Don't stalk us. You get stalked back.
You're gonna get shot, bro.
Blah! Oh shit. Oh my God. Oh shit. Whatever. Yeah. Remember, this is a comedy channel.
Exactly.
Don't ever take anything we say literally, ever.
Yeah.
Allegedly, literally. Alleged. Anyways, the fuck? Oh yeah, sorry. There's someone outside.
Yeah.
We gotta protect ourselves.
Exactly.
Okay, let's go back a little bit. Look at this.
And she's a beautiful, gorgeous
force of nature. What smells like? I mean, what exactly do you disagree with her on specifically?
Oh my goodness! I'm saying that she is incredibly welcoming. She's gorgeous and smart. I mean, she's in a lot of ways. Many elements of her persona are. Admirable and something to look up to is what it, is a joke.
Okay, but you said that she is sinister. She has sinister complicity in aiding
I absolutely believe that.
Okay,
I'm not backing down from that at all.
So it's sinister for a daughter to support her father's presidential campaign because you don't like her father?
It's sinister for a daughter to capitalize on the power of feminism and uniting women and empowering women while supporting a candidate who is the most anti-woman candidate this country has seen in decades.
What was that?
What does that even mean? Like, why don't you tell? I mean, what? He's anti. She's anti-woman because he wants to defund Planned Parenthood.
I'm sorry, is that what I said? I think my earpiece might not be working because that is most certainly not what I said.
Okay. She's guilty because he's anti-woman. She's complicit in his quote anti.
Don't worry. I think Tucker Tucker acts stupid, but I mean, people know it. This was kind of before he got super popular, right? Like this was when he was still kind of.
He's trying to make her say something.
Oh yeah. Oh totally. Oh yeah. Plus in his earpiece, they're like, just say this.
Exactly.
Anti-woman positions.
To continue to stop and support his positions.
But it's her dad. I mean, I don't understand. So I guess the point I'm making is you're drawing this kind of world where everyone who's not on your side is evil and
that's
is,
not what I
as
said,
you put
even
it,
remotely.
fair game.
That's
well,
not
actually,
what I
that's
said.
what you said.
Tucker,
you said she
Tucker,
spoke fair
that's
game
not what
even
I
though she
said.
smells good.
Tucker, I did not say anybody who disagrees with me is evil.
Then I'm going to ask you again. What do you disagree with that she has said? What position that she holds do you disagree with?
I disagree with her providing a surrogacy for her father based on an empowerment of women when that is an inherent disconnect between his campaign and her beliefs.
You agree with her, but because she supported her dad, she's somehow
I did not say I precisely align with her.
I'm trying to understand what you're saying.
You're not,
what that she believes,
Tucker,
don't you
you're not
believe?
trying to agree with what I'm saying. You're shouting over me every time I speak. It's incredibly unprofessional.
I'm asking you a simple question.
You're not.
Which is,
You're actually being a
fair
partisan
game?
hack who is just attacking me
Oh,
ad
I'm being a
nauseam.
Oh, I'm being a partisan. And this was kind of before it really got bad. Like he said, this is when Trump was like president-elect or whatever. Like, so he wasn't even. But remember, shit wasn't too bad till after Trump left, right?
Exactly.
All the cancel culture and all that shit. But what were you saying, or what was it?
What were you saying?
I think you were saying something.
Nah.
Yeah, you said something.
Did I?
You're actually being a partisan hack who is just attacking me ad nauseum and not even allowing me to speak.
Well,
Tucker, I think we agree here. I think we agree here, right?
No, I don't think we do.
We both agree that she didn't
I think
deserve
it's
to be
appalling
attacked.
that some guy yelled at her on an airplane and you're saying she spoke fair game.
I very clearly and calmly said that no one deserves to be yelled at on a plane. I don't want to be yelled. I want to yell at you on a plane. I'll yell at you here, but
you're
not
saying
on a
that to
plane.
me because I'm confronting you about it. But on Twitter, on your Twitter feed, where you scream "F you, Donald Trump," "Eat feces, Donald Trump," all this kind of.
Wait, what?
Well, I can't say the word you used, as you well know.
I said feces, Donald Trump. That's what I said.
You said eat, in effect, human feces on Twitter.
Tucker,
I can't, you know.
Tucker, you are talking at this trivial, mundane level of argument.
Okay.
We're agreeing. Tucker, can I ask you a question? Tucker, can
Let
I
me
please?
ask you
No,
to
I'd like to
account
ask
for
you a
something
question.
that you wrote.
No, Tucker,
and in Teen
do
Vogue.
you or do you not agree that we deserve, as the American people, a level of transparency in terms of Ivanka's role? I think we need to take her seriously and that she's a positive role model
Look,
and
Lauren,
admirable in a lot of
is,
ways, but that she still requires transparency
She's
in
flying with her
what
kids on
she
an
represents
airplane.
in
And
terms
you
of
shouldn't
having...
Yeah, and she was with her kids, bro, and someone like freaked out on her, and like I don't know exactly what happened, but no one deserves that, right?
No one, bro.
Yeah, we
Especially
agree
a
on
mother
that.
with her kids, bro.
That's the lowest of the low, right? Like yell at Trump Jr. or something, right? Like, and you know Ivanka has no complicity in any kind of nefarious thing. Like, you know she doesn't do like evil deals with her dad. You know, it's like she's not her dad,
Even
right?
if she does, it's her fucking father.
Yeah,
She's
exactly.
supposed to.
He's like, oh, I just gotta tell you, dude. There's some that is so funny, but this one gets good. But there's one guy when he first started kind of doing this, like confronting people and doing this on the air, and this guy, he's like, well, what about this? He said, and the guy's like, hold on, I got something for you, and he fucking pulls out like a big binder, and it says like Tucker Carlson's lies or something.
Really, a whole
and
binder?
he's got like an encyclopedia, bro. It was like it's like he's like, hold on, and he's like, hold on, what do you want me to read? Oh, dude, it is hilarious. Yeah. That was when I first like started kind of watching Tucker Carlson, and I didn't know it either. I was like, is that really like a thing of all his lies, you know? Like, but it was just, oh man, it's funny. These are funny.
In a government position, or being a businesswoman, or being a mother.
Okay.
So we do agree.
I agree that anyone who's making decisions about how the federal government runs should have to answer questions about those decisions. Okay. I don't think you should hassle people because you disagree with them in public.
And I didn't say you should. So we do. Hey, we agree.
We agree. Here is your description of the Trump administration. You wrote this piece in Teen Vogue, which I guess you write for.
Oh, which you guess I write for? Yes. That's not fake news. That's real news. I write for... You guess? Oh, you guess, Tucker? You guess? That's really patronizing.
I haven't read Teen Vogue because I'm not a Teen Vogue.
Well, you have in front of... Your producers asked me if I wrote for Teen Vogue. You have my Teen Vogue article in front of you.
Because he's making fun of her. Because she's like, you know, I work for Team Vogue, blah, 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 you got my thing in front of you, and she thinks she's like a real journalist because she works for Teen Vogue, but she's actually offended, and I believe that she's like offended that he's like making fun of her for working there. I don't know if he's making fun of her for working there or like making fun of her. I don't know. I'll rewind it a little bit.
I'm from Guess. That's really patronizing.
I haven't read Teen Vogue because I'm not a Teen Vogue.
Well, you have in front of your producers asked me if I wrote for Teen Vogue. You have my Teen Vogue article in front of you. My name is Lauren Duca, and I write for Teen Vogue.
Well, got it. Here's what you wrote.
Okay.
The road ahead is a treacherous one. There are unprecedented amounts of ugliness to untangle, from deciding whether our president can be an admitted sexual predator to figuring out how to stop him from threatening the sovereignty of an entire religion.
Yes.
What does it mean to threaten the sovereignty of religion? What does that even mean?
That means an entire agenda, a platform based on banning Muslims, which is still available on his website.
How does that threaten the sovereignty of religion? That's moronic, Lauren. You're a writer. How does that threaten the sovereignty of it? Pardon me for taking this literally.
Sorry, how does what threaten this?
I think sovereignty mean... Or, Alexa, what does sovereignty mean? Alexa, what does sovereignty mean?
Sovereignty is usually defined as the quality or state of being sovereign, or of having supreme power or authority. For more, ask
Like your
me to give
border,
you more
I think?
definitions for sovereignty.
Okay, but whatever. She obviously didn't know what the fuck it meant.
The sovereignty of it, threatening to ban
How does
Muslims?
That threatens the sovereignty of it?
Yes, that completely, that profiles based on the basis of religion and reduces people to their beliefs and dictates what they can and cannot publicly believe.
That doesn't threaten the sovereignty of it. So you also accused him on Chelsea Handler's show of, quote, committing a form of psychological abuse that makes the victim feel like they're crazy. Does Trump make you feel like you're crazy? That's the impression I'm getting.
Oh my God, are you calling me crazy? That's adorable.
I'm asking you, you said
so
on
cute.
Chelsea Handler, he's committing psychological abuse on you. You believe that?
On the American people. I believe the American people, Trump supporters, Hillary supporters, Jill Stein and her cousin, are a victim of Trump's gaslighting. What I mean by that is that he frequently contradicts objective evidence. Not that he is abusing me personally. And I think you're smart enough to know that, aren't you, Tucker?
I don't know. I just take your words at face value.
So did you read the entire
psychological. I did. I also read Liam Payne is 100% certain One Direction will continue. Adriana Grande rocked the most epic thigh-high boots at Jingle Bell, and Black China and Rob Kardashian went through the messiest breakup of 2016. Those are your other pieces. But I'm trying to get to what you're writing about Trump, taking a break from the thigh-high boots, and ask what you mean about him committing psychological abuse on you.
A woman can love Ariana Grande and her thigh-high boots and still
just letting you know that I read you in Teen Vogue as of today.
And those things are not mutually exclusive. You know, now that you bring up Teen Vogue, we treat young women like they don't have a right to a political conversation. And like you can't be, enjoy Kylie Jenner's Instagram and worry about the future of this country. And those things are not mutually exclusive. So you know what? I did write about Ariana Grande, and I did write about the abusive, bigoted,
those pieces were a little smarter than your piece about
of
threatening the sovereignty of a whole religion. All right, I gotta go. You should stick to the thigh-high boots. You're better at that. Lauren, thanks for joining us. President-elect Trump is down at Mar-a-Lago.
Oh yeah, she swore, bro. She swore.
It's not even her category. You go right up the
Look at her.
Why would she embarrass herself like this?
What?
Why would she embarrass herself like this, bro?
She thought she'd embarrass him.
Well, she thought wrong.
Yeah. Stick to your thigh-high boots. You see your face. Oh.
Did you see her face when he called her moronic?
I loved this. Was great when he do this. He used to do this like every night. He'd just take on anybody, man. But they say it like that. Can't cuck the talk like can't stump the Trump or whatever. Like, but you know what cuck holding is, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So it's funny because you can't cuck the talk, right? Because like the people that cuckold are a certain type of people, right?
Exactly.
Like they're something
weird.
wrong with them. Yeah. All right.
And now today in pomposity, we could do this every night, but we try to restrict it to one night. What's the most pompous thing you've heard recently? We asked. Karen wrote this. Barbara Boxer saying politics is a noble profession. That may have been ironic. Paul McCurley wrote, Obama saying no foreign planned terror attacks in the U.S. since he has been in office, which is false. Heather Allen wrote this. Me, how are you doing? Lady, terrible. We're having our kitchen redone, and it's taking forever. Jeremy Sykes, I hear that all the time. Jeremy Sykes said, I don't know about Heard, but after seeing your profile picture, I can tell you the most pompous thing I've ever seen. Ooh, me. Fair enough. And finally, check out this headline from CNS News today. Quote, Pelosi on Ryan's Medicare plan. People won't be able to go to their own doctor. That would be bad. Tomorrow, Choose Your Own News is back. Tweet us and welcome to Tucker Carlson Tonight. We've shown you many examples of journalism veering outside the conventional lines on this show, but one Newsweek senior writer has made a name for himself this election season with an arsenal of florid headlines, especially florid ones. His name is Kurt Eichenwald, and he joins us now. Kurt, thanks all for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
So I've been reading your stuff for, 20 years probably, but in the last year, I've noticed an increasing, I think it's fair to say, partisan turn from you, and so I looked up your bio, and it describes you as a senior writer at Newsweek, which suggests journalism. Do you believe that you're practicing journalism?
When did you stop beating your wife? What are you talking about?
Well, I'll show you what I'm talking about. I read your Twitter feed, and this is the kind of... Well,
when did you stop beating your wife?
What the writer at from you.
What? Alexa, did Tucker Carlson beat his wife?
Tucker Carlson is married to Susan Carlson. They have been married since 1991 and have 4 children.
I don't know. Okay. We'll have to look into that, but I don't think he'd be a news anchor if he was like caught beating his wife. But I don't know.
You, and so I looked up your bio, and it describes you as a senior writer at Newsweek, which suggests journalism. Do you believe that you're practicing journalism?
When did you stop beating your wife? What are you talking about?
Well, I'll show you what I'm talking about. I read your Twitter feed, and this is the kind of stuff I'm reading on it. At one point, you ask of conservatives, why do they hate America? You describe Trump as, quote, stupid and lazy. You refer to dumbass Trumpers. You say this to Kellyanne Fitzpatrick. F you. You say this to Trump voters. Don't F yourself.
I mean, one of the things I want to make sure of, you have a real habit of taking a lot of things out of context.
I can read
and
the
so
tweets.
If you're going to talk about a tweet, let's talk about a tweet. Read me what it says, and we can talk about it. But let's not just sit here and take a couple of words here and there. Now, if you're talking about the
would you want me to read some of your tweets?
Read me one. Let's talk about the one that bothers you the most.
Well, I mean, there are a lot, and it's something they bother me.
But I can't answer a question about a lot of tweets. Give me an answer. Give me a question.
Well, you're entirely entitled to your opinion. My only point is that you ought to label yourself as what you are, which is an advocate. And so you say things like this. How can Trumpsters defend a president?
Let's stop for a second. You won't give me an example.
I'm trying to give you one right now.
Then give me... Here, you know what? Let's play the game another way. I spent a little while just sort of doing some research on you.
Why don't you answer? Let me ask you this question, if you
Tucker
would.
Carlson falsehoods. And I can sit here and I can read them to you one at a time. And we can talk about what you have to say.
That's pretty good.
You can give me an example of what you're talking about.
Well, I'll give you a perfect example. You wrote this on September 12th of this year. You said, this is a tweet, I tweet so many attacks on our bad, lazy work of the press, I doubt I'll ever be voted to win a journalism award again, which is also a humble brag, by the way. But the next day you say, quite ironically, and I'm quoting, I believe Trump was institutionalized in a mental hospital for a nervous breakdown in 1990, which is why he won't release his medical records. Do you see a little irony that on one day you're criticizing the press for being lazy and inaccurate, and the next day you yourself are being lazy and inaccurate?
Let me give you what the question is the journalist would ask. A journalist would ask the question, why did you send that tweet? I will answer it for you now. I've been covering Donald Trump. I started writing about him in the late 1980s. At that time, I obtained his medical records from his real doctor, not from this guy who sent out a medical report then. It showed that in 1982, he was given a very heavy prescription for an amphetamine derivative, and he remained on that prescription for many years. I knew from people inside the Trump organization that they were deeply concerned about his condition, that he was getting reckless, that he was getting impulsive, that he wasn't sleeping, that he was speaking with these sort of great variations of grandeur, that he could do anything. And in 1990, because he did so many deals that were so reckless, his whole empire was going into bankruptcy, and he was going through a divorce, and I was told that there was, and now, let me say, I'm talking about reporting process. So I'm saying, here is what I was told.
Was he in a mental hospital or not in 1990? You allege that he was. Was he or wasn't he? He wasn't.
Can I mean, Tucker, if you don't want me to answer the question,
I'm asking you the question. Was he in a mental hospital in 1990
But I would
or
like
not?
to answer the question. You've made an accusation. Let me answer.
No, I read your tweet.
So in 1990, I was told that there was essentially a breakdown. I'm giving reporting process here, okay? Clearly, I didn't print it. I also thought Trump was a private individual and that it didn't matter, you know.
Well, you printed it right here.
And that and this was as a result of the derivatives that he was taking. Many years pass, and we have now the election. Now, up until that point, prior to the election,
this is a very long story.
You
said he was in a mental hospital in 1990. Was he or
Can
wasn't
I
he? It's a
finish,
really simple
Tucker?
question.
If you don't
I'm asking
like
you to
the
finish.
answer,
Please answer the
if
question.
you don't like the answer, don't have guests. But I would really like to answer your question.
It's a simple question. Was he in a mental hospital,
years.
as you claimed, or wasn't he?
Tucker, would you like me to answer the question or not? If the answer is no, say so.
Please
but
succinctly
don't
answer the
pretend
question.
you
You're
want an
filibustering with
answer
this
if you
weirdness.
won't let me answer the question.
Kurt,
We can
go
go
ahead.
back and say, oh, here are Tucker Carlson falsehoods. Let's go through them one at a time.
Kurt,
I
you
urge
said
you.
the
I
guy
will
was
send
in a
these to
mental
you. You can
hospital.
put them
All
on the Fox News website.
Okay.
Do you want me to
Go
answer
ahead.
the question or not? Just give
This
me a
is
yes or no. Do you
highly
want me to answer
tiresome.
the question?
Yeah, I want you to answer this
Okay.
question. Was he in a mental hospital in 1990, as you alleged,
Let
or was he
me
not?
answer the question.
Go ahead.
You are. Look, you're not fooling anybody. You're trying to stop me from giving the answer. So let me give you the answer.
This is a little nutty. I gotta be honest. I'm asking you
Okay,
a
I
very
also
crisp
noticed
question.
earlier this week you take people off the air when you don't like what they're saying. So let's
Kurt,
keep
I'm
me
running
on
out of
the air.
time.
Let's finish this. You're making accusations against me. I have the right to
I'm
respond.
reading what you wrote. You described Trump as a, quote, paranoid,
Tucker,
unstable
nobody
man.
is getting
You have
fooled by
evidence for
this.
that.
You're not letting me answer the question.
Okay.
So
I think
let's
then
go
you're humiliating
to,
yourself by your unwillingness to answer a simple question. So please answer it.
I'm trying to answer the
Do you have
question.
evidence he was in a
Unfortunately,
mental
unlike
hospital in
on your
1990, or don't
world,
you?
reality is not always able to give you a yes or no answer. If you don't, look how much time we are wasting with me trying to say, let me answer your question, and you refusing to allow me to do it.
I'll go crazy.
So I will continue.
All right.
What happens then when we get to, I begin to see Trump's behavior got very normalized in the 2000s. During the presidential election, I begin to see the same behavior, the impulsiveness, the lack of sleep. I mean, that's the same thing.
This is just stupid, Kurt. I'm sorry. Nobody's getting anything out of this. I'm asking you a plain question. You're not answering. You're filibustering. Let's move on to something else. Can you stop? This is not interesting.
No, Tucker,
Let me ask
I am not allowing you to make an accusation and then
I'm not making
allow
an
me to
accusation,
answer. That
Kurt.
is
I'm
obscene. It is
asking
not
you to
journalism.
substantiate a claim that you made.
If you want to have a dialogue, don't have guests.
Can I just ask you one last
Answering this
question?
And nobody's getting fooled. You're trying to
How
stop.
can Newsweek employ you as a reporter, Kurt, when you're throwing lines like this around that are untrue, that you can't substantiate, when you say to the president's
Tucker, do you
spokesman,
just
F
not-
you,
do you-
that's not
do
the
you-
behavior of a reporter.
Okay, let's go here. Let me take one for you. How can Fox News employ you? You really want to do this? Do you really want to play this game, or do you
This
want
is
me to answer?
performance art. I've never had an interview like this in my life.
On Newsweek.com if you want. I can tweet it all out if you want. I'd like you to put it up on the Fox News website. Or you can let me answer your question.
I think you may be coming undone, Kurt. How about this? I'm going to give you 30 seconds to answer this question. Do you have evidence that he was institutionalized in a mental hospital in 1990? 30 seconds.
Yeah. Okay, I will say this, because it's a message I've got from people from the CIA. I I know a lot of officers, I know a lot of agents. I've been in their homes, and they're really delivering this to you and to Donald Trump. These are people who have sacrificed a lot for this country. They
What's
go
the
through
message?
into the CIA every day. They walk past that wall with 117
I get it. What's the message?
stars. If you're going to say that we can't talk about the fact that there are 117 patriots whose lives have been lost serving this country, that's fine.
I'm starting to have concerns about you, Kurt.
Right now,
tell me what
we have
the secret
people in
message from the
Russia
CIA is.
who are putting their lives on the line, who are to be sources of information for the CIA. That information is coming in. That information is then being put together by analysts who are not well paid, and they do very hard work, and they do it because they are.
I'm sorry, we're out of time, Kurt, and I don't mean this in a cool way. I would have real concerns if I were one of your editors, and I mean that. I'm not calling anyone a liar, but I am saying I'm concerned about your behavior on this show tonight. But thanks a lot for joining us.
That's because you won't let me answer your questions. I don't think anybody's fooled.
Thanks a lot, Kurt. I appreciate it.
Game another way. I spent a little while just sort of doing some research on you.
Why don't you answer? Let me ask you this question, if you
Tucker
would.
Carlson falsehoods. And I can sit here and I can read them to you one at a time. And we can talk about what you have to say.
That's pretty good.
High energy.
We agree. Here is your description of the Trump administration. You wrote this piece in Teen Vogue, which I guess you write for.
Oh, which you guess I write for? Yes, that's not fake news. That's real news. I write for you guess. Oh, you guess. You guess. That's really patronizing.
Teen Vogue, because I'm not a Teen Vogue.
Well, you have in front of your producers asked me if I wrote for Teen Vogue. You have my Teen Vogue article in front of you. My name is Lauren Juga, and I write for Teen Vogue. And I did write about the abusive, bigoted, deceptive president
about
of the
threatening
United
sovereignty
States.
of a whole religion. All right, I gotta go.
Yeah, he's good. He's funny.
Very good, bro.
That guy is nuts, man.
He was, bro. He wasn't answering no questions. He was just fucking going around the corners.
Oh man,
shit.
Telling him how he got a source for a story, like just all lies, non-stop lies.
And he was threatening him about the fucking encyclopedia he brought. But
oh my god, that was so fucking funny. That was a good one.
Exactly.
Yeah. Should we do one more?
Sure.
We'll do one more. Can't cut the tuck, and then we're out.
Let's do a shorter one.
Look at that one. That's so funny. He reacts to Michael Jackson's sighting and
She
it's
looks like him, to be honest,
Pelosi.
though.
Oh yeah, it's plastic. Yeah, let's do number 4 or what? How long is it? 21. Oh, that one's only 12 minutes. 13 minutes. Let's do that. Oh no, it's that one again. Newsweek senior writer. Oh my god. But hey, senior writer, like that guy gets paid good money.
Of course.
That made them like make the channel, eh? It's crazy.
For speaking bullshit, bro.
Why it's impossible to cut. How long was that first one? Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Okay, how long is that one? 43 minutes. Calculate simulator.
Hey, buddy, come here. Oh, you want your ball? Here.
Oh.
Okay. Go get it. Go get it, puppy. Here. Go get it. Go get it.
Yes, sir. Is somebody gonna get the big spoon? Okay, okay, here's 1:15 minutes. All right, we're doing one more. You can't cut the talk, and that's it for the day. Please like, comment, subscribe, and let us know what you want us to do next.
You heard the man.
Okay, here we go.
This show goes both ways. It's not just me ranting into the camera. We're on send and receive. So we've asked for your feedback about this program, and you have sent it. First up, Mike Evans wrote, have you ever traveled outside of the U.S., or is your ignorance gained from others? Fair question. Mostly book learning, my ignorance. As Your King wrote this, please give your guests time to speak. This proving your point and exposing the truth. Calm down and restrain yourself. The two things I can't do, but thank you. Joseph Gallo wrote this, Tucker Carlson has the most undeserved ego on his show. I wonder if he knows how much of a joke he is to serious people. No, I don't, and I don't want to know. And finally, C. Mac wrote, we all know Tucker is the Kardashian of cable news, leaving aside the fact the Kardashians are on cable news. And by the way, I'm pregnant. Just want to announce that. On a variety of topics. Tonight, it means what's next when the Electoral College officially votes for president. That happens December 19th, and that's the day on which the deal is sealed. And yet some electors believe it is possible to hand the presidency over to someone other than Donald Trump. Could this actually happen? Should it happen? Joining us now, two of those electors who are pushing for this, Brett Chafalo from Washington State and Michael Baca from Colorado. Gentlemen, thanks a lot for joining us. This is the kind of topic that just infuriates people watching the show. I just want to say on the outset, I think you both are sincere. I'm not here to attack you at all. I really want to know kind of how you're thinking about a Republican candidate, as you know, Brett, who has the support that Trump has. And if you were to do this, you would send a really clear message to people that it's not a democracy, it's an oligarchy, a small number of people run it. And wouldn't you be thereby ensuring social chaos? I mean, democracy is a safety valve that keeps people calm, and when they think they have no control, they freak out and storm the Bastille. Isn't this reckless?
Well, when the Founding Fathers set this system up, they set it up specifically this way for a situation like this.
Right.
And I believe the Founding Fathers were geniuses and wrote what...
They're talking about, like, after Trump got elected, they still have to, like, the people have to vote for him in the House, and then they got to write down how many votes he gets, and then, so they're trying to, these guys, I think, are, like, some of those electors, and they want to change their vote for someone else because they think Trump's too crazy to be president.
One of the most amazing documents in the history of mankind. And I don't consider it a good thing to question what they put into place.
I don't think they actually spoke on Trump specifically that I remember. I haven't seen the documents in a while, but I don't think he's in there.
No, he's not. But they spoke very clearly, especially Alexander Hamilton in Federalist 68. They spoke very clearly about someone getting into office who is unfit for the position. Right. And they left that up to a small number of people who could look into the issue and decide. They specifically left it up to those people, 538 at this point, and that was their plan all along. And so all we're trying to do is honor what the Founding Fathers gave us.
And as I said at the outset, I mean, I give you guys both credit for good intentions. I don't think you're, trying to hurt anyone in doing this. I think you're people of goodwill. But Michael, if you are sincerely concerned as a former Marine about the direction this country is about to take under Trump, why wouldn't you do the more obvious thing, which is try to convince wise people to join him in the administration and help administer this government and move it in a good direction? Isn't that a better and more obvious choice?
Well, look at the people he's surrounding himself with. We're going to have Steve Bannon, who I think is absolutely deplorable, and I do not think that is a man.
I get it. You don't like something. Why are you volunteering?
I'm sorry, but we're not here to attack. We're not here to.
I'm not attacking. It's a sincere question.
Apologize. Let me say this. The people that he's already surrounding himself with are not good. They don't reflect the values that I believe that Americans hold. I do not believe that the Americans had.
Michael, I'm trying to be patient, but the guy's appointed like 3 people. I mean, there are 3,760 positions open.
With a leader of the
there are
alt-right
3 people appointed. So, but what about you and your friends who are decent?
Of the people
Why
he's
are you
appointed
volunteering?
reflect the values of white nationalists, which I do not believe reflect the values of Americans.
Now, I said I took you seriously, and now I don't, because that's just stupid, and you have no supporting evidence for it. So I'm going to have to go to your colleague here, because you're throwing white supremacy around, and you honestly know what you're talking about. If you disagree with their views on things, stay what they are, but instead you're name calling. So I'm going to go over to your friend Brett here and ask a pretty simple question, which is, isn't the main point of this system, as designed by the founders whose wisdom you revere, rightly so, to preserve a strata of social stability upon which you can build civil society and economy and the rest? What you're proposing would really cause chaos and a lot of drama that would be hard to recover from. Do you recognize that?
Well, I certainly recognize what the Founding Fathers put into place. They put into place a release valve, in case of emergency firebox for a situation like this. And we want a conversation with all the other electors out there, and we're not going to tell them what to do. We're simply going to have a conversation about what they think is best, and hopefully they will agree with us and come together around a Hamilton candidate, such as a John Kasich or a Bloomberg.
Okay.
And
I think it'd be
people want to know
put
more about really what we're
Okay. Well, Louise, we're almost out of time, and now I know I cut you off, Michael, because I thought you were unfair, so I just want to give you one last shot. You were posturing about your moral fitness and the lack of moral fitness of Trump's appointees. Aren't you bound to support a specific candidate? Are you allowed to do this as an elector? I mean, fill me in here. Wouldn't you be violating an agreement you made?
We have, under our Article 2 in the Constitution, under the 12th Amendment, we have the right to choose, and we have to be able to come to around a consensus candidate, a Hamilton Republican, because there are many fine conservatives out there, and I'm actually rather excited to see what Republicans do with full control, because, you know, if their values and if what is going to happen in our country, I'm excited to see, because if they're right, well then, you know, prove us wrong, and I'm not too stubborn to change. And I think that's what's something that we're getting misguided on.
All right, gentlemen, thanks so much for explaining yourself.
Everybody should look. Everybody should look at HamiltonElectors.com.
I
for
tried
more
to get on
information.
it today, and I couldn't. You need a new web designer. Anyway, gentlemen, thanks so much.
White supremacy. You're putting words in my mouth, talking.
Looks like a nice little guy, actually. Go home to mommy. Go home. Bye. Go home to mommy. Go home to mommy.
I know, it's hilarious.
Tell her to tuck you in bed. He's such a nice guy.
Every other judicial opening. This could really be his legacy, is returning the court to a more constitutional.
I think he will, because he put out the numbers. I will just correct one thing, that there was one other moment where he expressed humility, was my favorite. He was saying, there'll be a lot of attack ads against me. All of them lies. Because it was, well, not all of them lies. Which I loved. But, I mean, is that the list of 21? He's not going to pick, I mean, why wouldn't he pick Ted Cruz? I know he's not on the list. They'll win it the first time, for sure, Jessica, because the first appointment just brings the court back to stasis, to the balance it had for, you know,
and we have to
years.
pray that RBG lives forever.
That'd be Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Yeah, sorry.
Those ones who are not liberal.
You still know who she is.
But
She's the low-key one that's
it's
late.
the second appointment if one of the
Absolutely.
People from the left leaves the court. I mean, that's a real fight. But what do Democrats do? They don't have the majority.
No, there's not a lot that you can do. I mean, you can, you know, pray a little bit about it, find God. Liberals find God about this.
So it really is kind of bringing religion back to the Democratic
Well, I mean, we'll see, you know, how the lay of the land.
The fast response of an Ohio State University police officer, pictured there on the screen. He shot the killer dead within minutes. That officer is being praised tonight as a hero, of course, but not everyone on the activist left is impressed by what he did. Some have imputed racial motives to the shooting. Among those is radio show host and author Tariq Nasheed. He tweeted this yesterday. So white officer Alan Harucho shot and killed the black Somali stabbing suspect in Ohio and is being paraded as a hero. That's interesting. Well, Tariq joins us now to explain. Tariq, thanks a lot for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having me, Tucker.
Oh, of course. This struck me when I read it as a pretty cowardly thing for you to say for a bunch of reasons, but mostly because it's so imprecise. You don't spell out what you mean. You say that that's interesting. Why is that interesting? Would it have been better if this guy, the murderer, had continued to hack people with a butcher knife? Is that what you're saying? What are you saying?
No, I'm saying, Tucker, what's cowardly is to make up a false narrative that I didn't say or even imply by saying that I was not impressed or I was dissatisfied with the police's work. And basically, that tweet was very vague. It was very neutral. It was basically a statement. It wasn't even my opinion. So for you to start off the segment saying that it was cowardly, that's disingenuous.
To explain yourself, and I'm asking you, what did you mean by that? Is the guy,
and I'll be glad to do that.
Who shot this guy a hero, or isn't he?
I'll be glad to answer that, but I don't want to do the false narrative thing because that's just very disingenuous, and I like to bring truth to power. Now let me explain what I meant. Yeah. Okay. No, I didn't think that the guy was wrong for what he did. The guy was a hero. The comment wasn't meant to racialize the actual shooting and the event itself. When that happened, online, there were a lot of people who played the race card, and the minute they found out who the suspect was, they kept talking about black Somalian, then they started talking about Black Lives Matter, then they started talking about...
What are they saying, black Somalian? Is there a white Somalian?
Yeah, no one... Why would anyone even be saying that?
Exactly.
Oh, maybe they were saying it in the press.
Even the press, bro, black Somalian, that's a fucking insult, bro, if you know what I mean. Because there's no fucking white Somalian.
A black Somalian. I guess I didn't even think of that, but yeah, a black Somalian.
Yeah.
So they could have just been saying a Somalian.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, I see what you're just saying. Okay, maybe that's what he's saying too then to Tucker. Oh.
Obama, then they racialized it. So
that's I'm sorry. So there's only so much I can take. I spent all afternoon listening to your podcast, which is the most racialized thing I think I've ever listened to in my life, and
which is not true. Which is not true.
You sent a series of tweets here noting the race and the nationality of the terrorist, and you also put quotes around the word terrorist. If you drive your car through a crowd of people and murder someone with a knife, are you not a terrorist? Why did you put quotes around?
I didn't say that the man. I didn't say that the man wasn't a terrorist. Tucker, are you going to say anything honest before we get the interview started? Or it's just going to be a bunch of projections of your suspected white supremacist views. Because I don't know if I didn't know if the guy was a terrorist or not. I didn't know if he was a suspect. I didn't know if that was the only suspect. So I didn't have all the facts. I wanted to wait for all the facts to come in before I labeled people, which is what you should do.
Okay. If someone drives his car through a crowd of people, here's what we knew from the first moment this happened. A guy drove his car through a crowd of people, intentionally hitting them, and then he attacked one of them with a knife. What else do you need to know in order to conclude that man is committing an act of terrorism? What's the missing piece there for you?
We didn't get all the facts initially because initially they said that there were other suspects. So I didn't have all the facts in. So I wasn't in the position to label anybody or bring my opinion to the table. I wanted to wait to see what all the facts were before I labeled people. And that's what you should do.
No, you didn't. What you were trying to do is incite race hatred, which is what you do for a living, making this about race from the very start, when in fact race played no role. Now you make the claim repeatedly in your writings and on your show that this is a, quote, white supremacist country. The guy who did this was imported here at taxpayer expense from Somalia. He was living, I believe, entirely on taxpayer expense. It was government-subsidized education in Ohio State. Why would a white supremacist country import Africans in large numbers and then pay for them to live here? I don't understand. It doesn't speak in narrative. It doesn't really fit your narrative, does it?
So we don't live in a system of complete white supremacy? Everybody's lying, Tucker?
Huh. So the overwhelming majority of immigrants to this country are non-white. Why would a white supremacist country import massive numbers of non-white immigrants? Not to blow your mind.
When you say non-white, there's Hispanic people who you say are non-white, but they're labeled as white. There are a lot of people who are classified as white that you say are non-white. So you play this racialized game. So who's non-white and who's white?
Okay, look. I guess the point I'm making is that it's not 1955. It's a totally different country from the one you seem to be addressing on Twitter and in your podcast. Then answer this.
How's it different, sir?
In your tweet, it's different in this way. It is an entirely multi-ethnic country. It's not just black people and white people, one oppressing the other. It's a much more complicated landscape, as you may have noticed if you go outside. And so when you tweet out that this is a story of a white man killing a black man, that is misleading. That's not at all what happened. There was no racial motive that we know of here, and you're implying there was.
I didn't say there was a racial motive.
Your financial. Well, of course you did.
You said the black Somali.
The white officer shot a black Somali suspect.
Tucker, this is Fox News. You guys are the race casino. Forget about the race card. You play the race casino. So it's very hypocritical for me to specify the race of a suspect and a police officer, and that is supposed to be some kind of problem when you guys do it all the time and arbitrarily blame black people for everything negative in this country.
Here, I'm not even going to rise to debate. Let me just say that I think when normal people, I'm excluding you from that category, watched what happened yesterday. They didn't see the.
He's got a point there. Fox News is pretty right. Like, I guess the closest you could be to a white kind of supremacist. I don't want to say.
Fox News, even Trump said it.
But they have like Harris Faulkner, and you know what I mean, and that's what they're trying to do is get more people in there. But even the black host Harris Faulkner, which she's like dropped dead. She's gorgeous, but like I told you before, she was talking about what they eat at barbecues, and the one other host asked her, and watermelon. Do you eat water? Do you guys eat a lot of watermelon or something? Like it was just like, but it was like live TV, so like she brushed it off pretty good. But she's another she's black, but she's white basically, right? Whitewash. You know what I mean? Like
whitewash.
I can't say anything about black people. But what was I gonna say? Oh, okay, yeah. And lastly, like at least, even if Tucker knows at least Tucker would have a conversation with anybody, right? Even risking having some guy like this say this shit on air on live TV, like you won't get someone that disagrees with a CNN host and let them come in and talk for an interview ever, right? Like at least he gives them an opportunity because you won't see that on any other news station.
The race of the terrorist or the race of the cop. They saw an American stopping a lunatic from murdering more people on a college campus.
So why did your white supremacist colleagues make it racial? So why did they make it racial? Why did so many people in the writing? How did they make it racial?
I don't know one person on any network who looked at this and said, here you have a white man killing a black man. They said, here you have a police officer, representative of order,
black
stopping a mass
Black
murder
Lives
from
Matter.
continuing.
So was it Black Lives Matter fault? You guys always seem to blame Black Lives Matter, and Black Lives Matter is any black person you choose to make Black Lives Matter. So
right, okay, I'm following. I'm missing the thread of your argument, but I think you've made your
not
point.
missing it.
Yeah,
you got it. You're a smart guy. Suspected white supremacists are very smart, so you got it.
Right. Thanks for joining us. I appreciate it. Well, and today ISIS through fatality.
He didn't pull that guy out of the water. No. I'm surprised they even had that one on here, eh?
Exactly. But when they were saying black Somalian, it really bothered me. I don't know why.
I didn't know that bothered anybody.
Imagine if.
No, but even back then, they were more calling him. I think back then it was more about calling him like a refugee or whatever.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? That. Like an immigrant.
They could say that.
That's what Fox News is bad about. They don't like specify like the race, but kind of with the Spanish people. But they do really hate the immigration. They really push the anti-immigration a lot. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Or they could have just said black man or Somalian. That's it.
Yeah, you think it just says Somalian.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was like not. Yeah, I didn't know. There's so much I don't know. But yeah, okay, that was pretty good.
Exactly. Like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll do more soon, and we'll do all the requests soon, and then we got to do a tribute live stream to my buddy Jeff that passed away, and we'll do all the songs that he liked from the 90s. And you know what? You want to know what his #1 favorite song was? And
I don't want to know. Let's do it the other day.
No, but you know it.
What is it?
But that Gangster's Paradise.
Really?
Yeah, the Coolio song.
Nice.
No, it's not nice.
It is.
We'd always bug the hell out of him for it. Because he'd always like, yeah, you know, like it. He'd always, you know, put it in the karaoke, like up to like. It was cool, but then everyone got sick of it right away.
Exactly. If you hear it too much, you get bored of it.
But it was like it just it's the only song I can think of that matches him the most, you know. It's the guy with the socks I was telling you about, that same guy. Okay, like, comment, subscribe. Peace.
Peace.